You've got the whole world in your hands. 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 You've got the fish of the sea in your hand.
Rape is a very, very serious offense, considering the penalty attached to it, and it's taking a sort of epidemic proportion in Nigeria now because it's very, very common. If you read papers every day, it's what you see in newspapers, in other news media. Now, what the question to ask is, what is even rape? What do you consider as rape? Now, rape is one of the offenses that is regarded as assault on females. And females include women and young girls. Now, Section 357 of the Criminal Code of Ondo State codified and defined what is really called rape. Now, Section 357 defines rape thus: any person who has unlawful carnal knowledge of a woman or a girl without her consent, or with her consent if the consent is obtained by force or by means of threat or intimidation, and any kind of fear of or harm, or by means of force or fraudulent representation as to the nature of the act, or in the case of a married woman, by personating her husband. That person is guilty of an offense which is called rape. That's Section 357. Then Section 358 went ahead to attach the penalty to the offense or to the crime of rape. Now it says any person who commits the offense of rape is liable to imprisonment for life with or without whipping. Any person who commits the offense of rape is liable to imprisonment for life with or without whipping. Now that shows the enormity of the offense of rape. Now, even Section 3589 goes ahead to tell us that anybody who even attempts to rape, who even attempts to commit the offense of rape, shall be sentenced to 14 years in prison. 14 years imprisonment for common attempt to commit the offense of rape. What is the layman's understanding of the offense of rape? From Section 357, there is this key word, that is carnal knowledge of a woman or a girl. Now, what is carnal knowledge? What is our understanding of the term carnal knowledge? Carnal knowledge simply means sexual intercourse. Carnal knowledge is an archaic English which finds its way into to use in the legal parlance, but it simply means sexual intercourse. So, if somebody had sexual intercourse with a female forcibly, without her consent, or with her consent, if that consent is fraudulently obtained, that person is said to have committed the offense of rape. There are some elements of the offense, which is lack of consent. Then there must be penetration. There must be penetration of the penis of the male person to the vagina of the female before that person can be found, to be said to have committed the offense of rape. And penetration, however slight, you don't have to complete the sexual intercourse before you commit the offense of rape. However slight the penetration might be, you have committed the offense of rape. Then you don't have to show that the person, that the female was injured in the process, or that her hymen, if she were to be a virgin, was ruptured. You don't have to prove all those. Just the fact that you had correct knowledge of the female person without their consent, and there's penetration, that is the complete definition of rape. The court said that in the legal parlance, any person who has unlawful carnal knowledge of a woman or a girl without her consent, or with her consent, if the consent is obtained by force or means of threat or intimidation, or of any kind, or by fear of harm, or by means of false and fraudulent representation, as to the nature of the act, is guilty of the offense of rape. So I think we have just a simple knowledge of what rape is all about. The penalty for rape is life imprisonment, and in the criminal code, apart from treason and murder, I think rape is the next, because it's life imprisonment. If you commit an offense of rape, it's life imprisonment, and the purpose is to deter other people from committing that offense of rape, because rape is a very serious offense, and is a woman that is raped is traumatized throughout her lifetime. She might not even get married. She detests seeing men. She detests having sex. And if you don't have sex, you can't procreate. That's the point. So it's a very, very serious offense. It's an assault on the person, on the being of that of the woman. When you take her, you take her pride away from her. You take her nature away from her without her consent. So I think, to my own knowledge, to me, the penalty is not too excessive. I think it's appropriate to the crime. Now, if a woman is raped, the first thing is to report the matter to the police. The police will conduct their investigation. They will take statement from the victim, the rape victim. Now, give a statement as to what happened to her. Then the police will arrest the offender and take some statement too. Now, it will be necessary to take medical evidence by referring the victim to the hospital, where she will be examined by qualified medical practitioners. Now, if from the examination of the doctors there is evidence of rape, that evidence can be tendered in the law court. That anybody who witnessed the rape too could go to court and give evidence as to the rape. And if there's anything like torn underwear, torn clothes, scratches on the body of the victim, all those things will amount to evidence in court against the offender. Issue bordering on sex and all that, people tend not to come forward on time to lay complaints over it. Even some mothers will say, okay, well, my daughter is still alive, there's no point exposing my daughter. So the ridicule of going to court to expose her to the public. That's some of there is like a sort of shame attached to that crime. So people find it difficult in most cases to come forward, especially adults, to come forward to report that they have been raped. Now, the problem we have that because of that, it will take some time before they come forward, and within that period, a lot of evidence will have been destroyed. Like, you remember the case of the pastor in Abuja, the Koja pastor. I've forgotten the name of the girl now. The photographer who claimed that she was raped by a pastor in Abuja about some 10-15 years back. Now, because of the time lag, it will be very difficult for anybody to gather evidence to prosecute the case. So it is advisable that the moment such things happen, report to the police immediately, go to the hospital, get your evidence intact, and remove the shame. If you prosecute, you assist the society in getting rid of serial rapists. Like it is done in Ekiti State now. I really love it. Now, if you are convicted of rape, your name will be put in a register. Then your photograph will be published in the daily newspaper to the whole world that you are a registered rapist, a sex offender. So if nobody comes forward for prosecution, such a thing will never happen. So unless you come forward, let the females come forward, they should remove the shame. Even in court, you can say not to give evidence in the open court. The court will be cleared for you if you feel that you don't want to be exposed to what everybody to the full court. So that's the way it is done. So it is better you report on time to avoid the time lag that can destroy your evidence in court. the definition of rape I read to you did not include male, where where women are said to have raped men. It's not included. It's not clearly stated. But the other portion of the law, where any woman who assaults a man sexually can be punished under the law. But it's not clearly specifically provided in our law, where a woman rapes a man. It's not in our law as at yet in this country. Well, there is a department of in the Ministry of Justice in Ondo State where people who are indigent can report such cases. If you don't have money to prosecute your case, the government will assign lawyers to you. Maybe I will collect the name of that department before I leave. So, but the government paid lawyers in that department. In fact, we have a branch in Ikare here where you can go to and lay a complaint against somebody. If you feel you don't have money to prosecute the case, the government will assign lawyers to you and assist you in prosecuting the case. It is very common. Some women, that's why if you give evidence in court, your evidence must be corroborated. There must be somebody must corroborate the evidence you are giving in court in such cases of rape and other sexual offences. Now, if somebody has been in prison unlawfully over an offence he never committed, it is the state that will compensate, because it is the machinery of the state that went against him. Now, after his release too, he can sue the female who told lies against him. So he can sue for compensation, and the state too. But there's a case in America too. A black man was sentenced to prison for about 18 years or more. Later, through DNA test, was found out to be the person. So upon his release, he was given $10 million as compensation. So I think that's one of those things that will attach to such things, where you are wrongfully in prison for false allegation of rape. Where a suspect is arrested for rape, and in his statement at the police station, he said that he was under the influence of either drug, alcohol, which was administered on him without his knowledge. Maybe he became drunk by somebody putting drugs into his drink without his knowledge, or he took a set of medication that reacted in him to make him do such a thing, or at that time he was insane. Like you said, he has mental problem. In law we call it insanity. It's a defense to that, to any offense. If you commit any offense in the course of insanity, you are not liable, because you must think the offense. There's what we call mens rea. You must have the guilty intent. You must have the intent in your mind to commit the offense of rape before you can be found guilty. So if somebody, for some reasons, because you are unable to control yourself because of insanity, you won't be liable to the full weight of the law, but you'll be sentenced to rehabilitation at the appropriate hospital for your insanity. You'll be treated by the government until you are okay before you can be released to the society. You see, maybe I should read that section to you again. It says that if the consent is obtained by way of fraud, you understand now? Fraud, deceit, you understand, or misrepresentation. So the key word is lack of consent. If a woman is drugged, a drug person will not have the faculty to consent to any activity. You understand? So she did not consent. Even if a sleeping woman, if a woman is sleeping and you go to her and have sex with her without her sleep, she didn't give you her consent. So that's the point. So the key word is the woman must consent to it. Okay, let us do it. We will not do it. And in some cases, women We don't. Some women will say yes, whether they mean to say no. They say some of them will say no, while they mean to say yes. So in some circumstances, nobody will not know. But in this case, you have if you give them drug, if you give a woman drug and she's out of her senses, that's fraud on her. So she's unable to give her consent from her mind. So that's fraud. That's rape. Well, there are some states in the USA where rapists are castrated. You know the meaning of castration? The testicles will be removed. So that will stop them from having the urge to have sex with anybody. It's been done in some states for serial rapists, people who are fond of raping people over and over again. But you also notice that in the world today, there is this move towards removal of capital punishment from our law books, because people see it's not a punishment at all. Once you are killed, you feel nothing any longer. But if you are put in prison for life, to me, it's more serious than being killed. So that's my own belief about rape. I do not support capital punishment as a lawyer too, though it's in our law books, but I feel that it's excessive for rape, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, under our law, you have no right to take the laws in your own hand. You must allow the law to take its full course. That's the height of civilization. We call that jungle justice, where people who are not civilized. Now, if a man commits any offense, however serious, it is incumbent on the people around there to report him to the police, who are the agency that will investigate the case and see whether he actually did it or not. Because you cannot take the law to your own hand and kill people. So if you kill, you will be arrested and charged for murder. You understand? Those people who kill or who macheted the person, if the man dies, they will be arrested and charged for murder. If he didn't die, they will be arrested and charged for serious assault on the person who was said to have raped somebody. So it's always better if you come across such a thing, go to the police station, report the man. The police will come over there. They will arrest him, and they know how to do it. It's their work. They know how to investigate and prosecute the accused person or the offender. So it is very wrong to take the law into your own hand. Under any circumstance, do not take the law into your own hand. Let the law take its own course through the normal agency of the law. Thank you very much. Well, it is not the judiciary that will prove cases. It is not the duty of the judiciary to prove cases. You understand? So it is the duty of the law enforcement agencies to prove cases. The judiciary is just an arbiter. You come to the court, the person who is raped will come to court, the person who raped will come to court. So the court will decide between the two of them. So it is not the duty of the court to prove cases before court. Now, even that agree that we are still in analog age, we have been convicting people who committed the offense of rape. A lot of them are in prison today. So we don't need to depend on DNA before you can convict people who commit the offense of rape. Now, if a female is raped, let her report to the police station as soon as possible. Now, it is not only through the semen. The doctors know what to do. They will examine the woman. They know if there's any intrusion to her private part. You understand? So they immediately they will know. They know how to do it. But to assist the judiciary, I mean the law enforcement agencies, if we have DNA facility in Nigeria where we can do forensic analysis of such things, but it's coming, and hopefully within the next few years, I'm sure we have it in our country. Our youth today, especially young men, are fond of taking drugs, sex enhancement drugs. That will most of these rapists are as a result of such drugs. Now, when you take such drugs, there's a period of activity that to act in your body, and if you are unable, maybe your girlfriend's not around, your wife is not around, you start looking for women outside. So that's one of the reasons why rape is so common now. And the drugs is, you can get it anywhere in any chemist shop. So government should do something about this, because once I watched a video recently on my phone, in Lagos, it was during the broad daylight. A man was riding on Okada. Maybe you saw the video yourself too. He was on his Okada, and the odds suddenly came on him. He had to remove his dress, brought out his penis, and started rubbing his in the daylight. Some women were there, they filmed him, and they shared the photograph on social media, because he has taken drugs, and at the moment the effect came on, there was no, his wife was not there, his girlfriend was not there, and he must do something to relieve himself. So that's one of the reasons why rape is in the upsurge now. People buy this drug, they take it as if it's their food. So that's one of the reasons. So I will appeal to government to control the sale of these drugs. And apart from that, it leads to death. If you take such drugs without control, without prescribed by your doctors, your heart is going to affect your heart and your system. So that's why you see people dying when they have sex with people when they take drugs. So that was one of the side effects of such.
Thanks for watching. Let us subscribe to our YouTube channel, God's Arm TV. Also, kindly help us to hit the bell notification in order to be notified as we'll be putting up some more videos on our YouTube channel. God bless you.
You've got the whole world in your hands. 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 You've got the fish of the sea in your hands. You've got the birds of the air.